I'm Ellie, Taffe. I'm a Ballarat person really, originally. I'm part of the Moorabool Environment Group. We started that group about 2008 and we're concerned about all things to do with the environment, and we want to have a sustainable place to live, and we want people to live in healthy situations and to care for our planet and the future generations. So we don't want new coal mines in our area. So that's why I'm here tonight. Main thing that I think people ought to do from tonight is to write to Mantle Mining and let them know that they don't want to have a coal mine in their backyards at our back door, because this is a very rich, fertile area where many vegetables, you can see many farms growing green vegetables, and these are shipped off to our supermarkets, and many of the locals grow their own vegetables. So yeah, that's the first thing to do, I think, is to write to Mantle Mining. And second thing, I think, is that some of our regulations, our laws seem to be so inept dealing with these sorts of things, that the requirements for consultation weren't clear enough. Most people didn't know anything was happening. So some of these regulations just need to be changed so that people get notified what's happening.
Deb Porter, and I'm the Secretary of the Moorabool Environment Group. I'm also a landholder that is on the edge of the exploration licence, and I'm developing a organic permaculture farm, and I'm looking at specialising in national collection of figs. So any sort of exploration or development that may impact on my organic certification is of great concern to me, and also in relation to fracturing our community, because a place is only as good as its community is. So any sort of threat to fracture the community and remove some of our community leaders which are out in the Parwin area and will be directly affected by Mantle Mining's proposal is great concern to me. Kate Tubbs, who spoke tonight, is the president of the president of the Moorabool Environment Group, and she is also the secretary of the Land Care Group. And Kate actually rang me and informed me of it, and that's when we started to check on the ASX website and Mantle Mining website to actually try and find out what was happening.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it feels like a lifetime ago at the moment, but I believe that it's actually not. It's possibly about 6 weeks ago that we found out. So yeah, it's not been that long. So, and there's been a lot of work that's happened in between now and then. Yeah, but and particularly distressing that we're not actually receiving any information from Mantle Mining, which was clear tonight by nobody raising their hand when they were asked had they received sufficient information. But we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what they're doing. We've not been well informed. We didn't see the ads in the papers. Most of the papers don't get delivered out to that area, and even in town the delivery is sporadic. There's been a lot of buzz around town and a lot of talking going on. It was a great turn up for Bacchus Marsh. I think it was really, really well attended. There were a lot of people who attended that are actually involved in other groups that will actually take the information back to other groups, which is really helpful. And I think the feeling in the room was, a bit of disbelief, because, for some people it's starting to become real now. Particularly finding out tonight that drilling has commenced, and there was also a lot of anger in the room, but everyone was really well behaved, which was helpful. So DPI was our guest for the evening, and we wanted them to come and have a safe and well ordered meeting so that they could provide information to everybody. They've started to drill out on the Bacchus Marsh airfield. You can actually see it from some of the elevations. Bacchus Marsh is actually a shallow area that's actually surrounded by hills. So up on the hills you can actually see down onto the site. My understanding from looking at the Act is low impact is no machinery, so I don't then understand how you can call a drill that can pierce the aquifers low impact. So, I'm still trying to work through that one in my head at the moment, because that doesn't make any sense to me, that when the Act clearly defines that low impact is hand tools, how a machine operated drill can be considered low impact. what I've found from the DPI tonight is it doesn't sound to be incredibly rigid, the process in relation to how to inform the public. So that's certainly one of the processes that I'm actually going to challenge formally through the department and through the Minister. I think it's unacceptable that a mining company can come into the town with a few ads in the paper. They don't even check the distribution area of the papers. They can put it in the paper and then consider that to have informed the community. Just doesn't make any sense to me.
My name's Kate Tubbs and I'm President of Moorabool Environment Group. We've got borehole number 14 outside our property fence. 200 acres of it is wheat and barley, and the other 50 acres we've got a harness racing stable.
So it's productive land?
Oh, it is definitely productive land. You add water and everything grows. About 6 weeks ago we had a phone call from the exploration manager, and he asked our postal address. He needed to post us a letter informing us that if Vic Roads didn't give permission for the drill site to be on Vic Roads land, they'd need to cut our fence and come in onto our property to drill. So my husband invited him in because we'd never heard anything about it before. Moorabool Environment Group is a small band of very dedicated workers, and I initially joined them 2 years ago, or just over 2 years ago now, when I wanted to put solar on my house and I didn't know where to start, so I contacted Meg and we ended up having a night where we invited Riziko, who was solar specialists, to come, and I ended up creating a neighbourhood where we had 20 houses join up, and then the council jumped on the bandwagon and another 145 joined up. So it was very productive, and that's how I started. Only just recently as president, so it is a big issue, but when you're passionate about something and you don't want it to happen, you can do all sorts of things. And having the support of Deb Porter has been wonderful. She's just an awesome secretary who's just managed to make so much happen in a short space of time. And tonight, with our meeting here, if everyone goes and talks about it, we've reached lots and lots of people. The drill site is a 20 by 10 metre site pad, and they have a drill that goes down between 40 and 150 metres to take a core sample that's only about 12 centimetres wide, but it takes a week of drilling from 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night to take one sample. So yes, it's disruptive, it's noisy. Deb actually could see from her house the first drill site when we were alerted today that they'd begun drilling at the end of the airfield in Bacchus Marsh. And that's the scary part. If that's low impact, then high impact be horrendous. And we just hope it doesn't get to that stage. First of all, to talk to each other. Most people here tonight signed a petition. The consultation process needs improving, and then we want them to start contacting the different departments, to contact Mantle Mining. We had a good project where the initial underwriters for Mantle Mining, that they've pulled out, so that was well done, and we're starting on the next ones that stepped up and said they'd provide the money. So there's a lot still to be done, but if local people start to agitate, to let their councillors know what's going on, to let their members know, we'll just kick a lot of tails if we can.